See, I mean, you can see how big piece of bone right there.
Yeah.
And then it ends right here, so you can get some meat on the other side, but this is
all right. Okay, that gives us a better picture of what you're looking at there.
yeah. So, and then it just, there's a little bit of bone, you know, like the,
Right there. Huh?
yeah, right here where it kind of forms that. I don't know if what, I guess that would be your shoulder labrum. I guess on a human skeleton. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can get some. I mean, there's a little. You can get some roasts out of that.
Yeah.
You got to trim it a little bit, and it's, like I said, there's a little bit more silver skin on the front, and you know, just a little bit of cleanup, and you can get some decent roast or maybe some steaks out of that. So, yeah, I mean, there's.
That's it for that side, except for down here, then.
Yeah, there's just, well, there's this piece right here, which we've been trying to get off. And then at some point, since these, especially on the front quarter, really attach to the bone, you get a lot of that tendon and silver skin.
And
So,
just
like,
say it's
trying
not
to
worth it.
salvage
It's just
this-
not worth it. Okay.
Yeah, trying to salvage some of these little pieces is just a lot of work. Okay, we may want to go ahead and flip it on this side. There we go. Probably go ahead and
Take that chunk off right there, huh?
Yep. Probably a little better. Like I said, most of this stuff will end up being burger or stew meat. And you can see right here is already bone.
Uh-huh.
And it's big bone on the front. Okay. That. There's a little bit of meat in here that we can probably salvage. Just kind of work the knife along the bone.
Been raining all day today. It was 90 degrees yesterday. It's probably 2-3 feet where you were, 2-3 feet of snow where you were hunting yesterday. Right
Yeah.
now, isn't there?
Probably. Well, probably not. Yeah, there's probably snow on the ground for sure. And it was a hot day yesterday. For up there this time of year, it was probably in the mid to upper 70s.
Yeah, and down here it was in its 90s yesterday.
And last year it snowed 6 inches on us.
Same day, huh?
Actually, exact same day, because I ended up getting an elk the exact same day last year. The third day of muzzleloader season. kind of trying to avoid some of that. You can see that, like, that's really hard stuff. So it's better
Just
to
cut it around it.
Better to just cut around it. Trying to cut through it is just, it's like, first of all, it just dulls the heck out of your knife, and it's just like pulling teeth. There we go. And then this last little bit, we'll flip it over again.
Oh yeah.
There's just some little cuts here. And this is just a matter of working along the bone and kind of cleaning things off.
Now I've heard of people just boning it up in the
field.
in the field.
I don't like to do it. You know, I've done it for larger animals like moose, but for elk, you know, it works well enough to be able to keep the bone on, and I think it makes it easier overall to carry and to butcher.
Okay, so it's not just a big piece of Jello you're hauling.
Yeah, it's not just a big piece of Jello, and it gives you something to grasp and work on when you are cutting up the animal. And this is just a matter. You can see all these little muscles.
Tendons, yeah, the little muscles.
You just gotta work around the bone. And then try and avoid those tendons too, because they're really tough to cut. And remember, just like on our forearms, on an elk forearm, there are two bones. So you can see I'm trying to avoid this. This is all bone right here. So I just kind of cut around it. And then I just try and follow. There's a few distinct lines that I try and follow. Yeah, see how it just opened right up like that? And then that gives me access to the second bone, and so I can see where that second bone is. And then just trim it away.
Okay, now you can get in. Yeah.
So again, I'm trying to avoid some of those big tendons because they're just really tough to cut. And it's just a matter of filleting out the meat off the bone. Get as close as you can, because it's all going to get ground in the burger.
Have you ever made biltong?
I have not.
It's sort of like a jerky, but it's a salad. It's an African jerky.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with what it is. It seems kind of. It's almost like a pemmican or a.
Well, it's not a pemmican. I've done it just with beef. I made it. It's very, and you don't. It's like jerky. You're doing it with very thin pieces.
Right.
With biltong, you're doing it with big, thick pieces.
Huh.
You just basically soak it in vinegar and salt overnight.
So you're
Spice it up with some spices, and then and then hang it, and hang it till it dries. It tastes really good.
I bet. It sounds like I'm always adventurous that way. In fact, I've got some duck breast prosciutto in my fridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm willing to try anything at least once.
Trouble is, you got to take the roast and make something else out of it. You know, sometimes you don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's true. So now I'm just kind of
Now just getting little pieces off.
little pieces here and there off that I know can be like usable pieces of meat. You know, just like little things here and some of those recesses.
Turn it into some ground beef. So,
Yeah.
Use as much of the meat as you can then.
Yep. You know, like, well, I could probably get a little bit off of this one, but it's gonna be tough.
That's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yep, there's not much else on it. You know, this is all, I mean, this is all that attachment to the bone, so it's got a lot of toughness on the ends. But that's the front quarter.
All right, let's go trim it out.
Yep. You want this too?
Leave it here. I'll, yeah, just I can set it in the backyard for Sawyer.
Yes.